Hey ladies, welcome in. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so if you refresh, you'll see the thumbnail. Text Notification Squad just got their text, so come on in. TKO Tech Squad, throw those boxing gloves up. Welcome in, throw your 10s in the air. All right, so if you refresh, you'll see the thumbnail. And you'll see who Jose is. But you know, it doesn't really matter who he is because we're really going to be talking about the lessons. I'm going to show the video. And so, hey, cool. I'm going to show some, well, we're going to play the audio from some videos because we can't really play too much of the video in my video because A&E is very aggressive with their takedowns. So we're going to do mostly just audio, but you're going to hear... Oh my gosh, we have a Puerto Rican in the house talking about ya tú sabes. My lord. All right, que lo que hay. Dogon. Please understand that Latin is not a race, all right? And there are a lot of misogynistic cultures across the world that need to be addressed. And I'm sure you don't want to get on my bad side before the broadcast even starts. So just simmer down, please. Because if we're not addressing you, why are you injecting yourself in here? Are you feeling self-conscious about being a quote unquote brother? Lin, thank you so much for addressing that, because I think he must have turned the wrong corner and ended up someplace where he didn't know where he was. We don't gargle on miscellaneous nuts over here, all right? If you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong. We call it out, whether you got some roast beef lips in between or whether you toting a penis. Either way, if you're doing wrong, we're calling it out. So just simmer down, son. You know what? I'm not on Miller's side. I'm really not. I'm sorry, but when they went to visit the homes, did you all see her faux velour? What was that thing on her bed? That faux velour with no pillows and her dresser butting up against her bed, but she got $70,000 worth of shoes. She need to go sit her ass down someplace and level her own self up because she's in a delusion. Don't get me started. Here we go. This is the final song before we come in. Boom, boom, into my room. Boom, 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 into my room. Boom, 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 boom. Go ahead and thumbs up the video. We have 2 minutes on the clock. Seconds on the clock. Into my room. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, we in here. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Let's go ahead and get live on these other channels. You know what? We spent so much time talking behind the scenes. We did not do the things we needed to do because this video is not preloaded like it should be. But we're going to get it. We are live on LinkedIn, live on Facebook, and live on Twitter. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. I am your host, Tanya TKO, and I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. Today, we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight, season 13. Episode 10 made me have to come out of the woodworks to talk about this show, because I like to watch this show quiet as kept behind the scenes. Let me get the captions up on the bottom of the screen. While I'm pulling up the captions, text notification squad, go ahead and throw up your 10s. Come on and let the people know that you are in the house. Give me just a moment. Let me get the captions up so that we can be able to, you know, be of service to the hearing impaired. You know what I'm saying? All right. So here we go. There it is. It's up on the bottom right now, so you all should be able to see the captions. Text notification squad, throw up your 10s. For those of you who don't know, the text notification squad are people who get a text whenever I go live 15 minutes beforehand. And you all get to come in early and see the shenanigans that happen behind stage. So listen, you know what? Because we don't have Jose and Rachel, because we don't have the video queued up, I'm just going to pull up the welcome in text notification squad. Thank you all so much. I'm going to pull up a video. I'm just going to pull up this page on Google so that you all will be able to see. So this is who we're talking about. We're talking about Jose on the right and Rachel on the left. I'm going to describe the show for you all so you don't have to, You don't have to already be familiar with the show, because I'm going to help you know everything that it is that you need to know, because this is really about the lessons. Men ask all the time, or they make reference, especially people who are in the red pill and manosphere community. They make references to women filing for divorce. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. And when we were on the line, remember when we were talking to Misogynoir, whatever that dude name was from England, who claimed that his father was a half simp and all of that? If you don't know what I'm talking about, the video, that segment of the video is up on Instagram, and you can find it on my YouTube and Facebook page. And so for many men in the manosphere and red pill, they think that women filed for divorce because women are fickle and women don't know what it is that they want. But I have been life coaching for about 10 years now. And when I first started life coaching, I realized that there was a disparity between men's awareness about why they're being broken up with and the reasons why they're being broken up with. It just doesn't really seem to connect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up this video. I'm going to play a commercial real quick. And while we're playing the commercial, if you know anybody who watches Married at First Sight, go ahead and tag them, share the video to your Facebook page, share the video to Married at First Sight fan pages and fan vlogs, because this is something that I feel that it's on a lot of people's hearts and minds. And I need for you all to hear the audio. We can't really do too much of the video, but I'm going to pull the audio in because A&E is very aggressive with their takedowns. So we're going to do the audio and we're going to flash in and out with some of the video, but you need to hear the difference between what actually happened and how Jose said that it happened. And I think that this happens to a lot of women, and I think it happens to a lot of men. I also want us to take a look at the difference between the types of activities that the women have to participate in and the types of activities that the men are participating in after this huge blow up. All right. And so I want you all to stay tuned. After this commercial break, we're going to come back with the video. So go run, grab yourself some water, grab yourself some snack, leave the TV open, and we will be right back. Are you tired of missing Tanya TKO's live videos? Arriving late when the video is well underway or about to end? Are you fatigued of only seeing a live video randomly while perusing YouTube and Facebook? Or worse, randomly unsubscribed? Well, now you can get a text notification whenever I go live. No longer are we dependent on the algorithm of these fickle platforms. For just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $4.99 a month international, you get a personalized text message 15 minutes before each live show. Now, you can show up early with the Tech Squad, meet other people from all over the world, and get invited to secret broadcasts off-platform. Most importantly, support your favorite independent creator. Go to TanyaTKO.com and click on text. Join the TKO Tech Squad today for just $1.99 a month US and Canada, or $22 a year if you pay in advance. $4.99 a month international, $50 a year if you pay in advance. You'll never again be tardy to the party. I'll see you on the next broadcast. TanyaTKO.com/. Perfect. That was just enough time for us to be able to get this video queued up behind the scenes. So I'm really excited about presenting this to you here today, because this is an important topic that we need to discuss. All right, so here we go. All right, let's get this video up real quick. Here we go. All right. All righty. So we're going to take a look at what the original argument was about, how they got into this, how did they end up there, and then what happens after they got into this argument. All right, so here we go.
So tonight.
All right, remember we cannot play too much of the video, so I just want you to see his face a little bit, and then we're going to jump only to audio.
Has not been a good night.
All right, so let's get, I need to get the audio cover. Give me 1 second. I need to cover the video and just have the audio up. Give me one second. Here we go. There we go. So I want you all to listen. I'm going to turn it up. If anything is a little too low at any time, just let me know. So listen, okay? Listen. You know what I can do? I can add a blurry. So I'm going to grab a blurry and then put that up.
This evening, we were upstairs at the Clubhouse, just relaxing. And Rachel calls me by another man's name. So I'm not very content. I'm not happy.
All right, so I need you all to see this part right here. I need you all to see the part that's coming up next. Give me 1 second. I just need to get this on the right place. Give me 1 second. All righty. Okay. All right. Okay. So, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to add another screen, but the only part that we're going to show from the screen is we're just going to show the text, because I want you to be able to see the text. Give me 1 second. I want you to be able to see the text, because at one point he's telling her to get the F out, right? I just want you to see, because he tells her to get the F out and certain things of that nature. So for those of you who don't know, right? And I hate that we have to go through all of these things, but I'm sure that you all are okay with having to jump through some hoops to be able to get the show shown, okay? So I have the text that are going to play across the screen, because I want you to see how he speaks to her and what ends up happening when he speaks to her this way, and what she says in response, and then and how he handles it. For those of you who don't know, Married at First Sight is a show that comes on the A&E network. I believe it comes on Lifetime, which is owned by A&E. The premise of the show is that couples are matched by matchmakers based on criteria that they stated that they wanted in the initial interview process and submission process. So they're matched by matchmakers, and they meet for the very first time at the altar. So they're married at first sight. And then they spend 8 weeks getting to know one another. And then after the 8 weeks, they have to decide whether they want to stay together or not, right? So that is the premise of the show. So let's continue going forward, right? Here we go. All right, let's rewind this just a little bit. Here we go.
So I'm not very content. I'm not happy.
So you see what she's saying? She's like, this is how you talk to your wife. He's like, get the F out. And he even says that he can take off his wedding ring and throw it at her. Look, just continue.
I am so sorry that nobody will come.
Did he say F you? Hold on. Did he say F you? Hold on.
I am so sorry that nobody will come.
Oh, look. He says, then F you. This is what he says. You know what? Let me try to turn this volume up all the way. This is up all the way. They can't go up any higher. So just listen, just read if you need to, right? Let's read, okay?
Is this who I'm married to? Or am I married to the guy that happy wife, happy life? I would like to know.
I gotta do stuff tomorrow. I don't have time to sit here the whole time. Yeah. Go.
He says, get out, go. So you see that, right? So you see that. So you saw that whole display. So now the next day comes, right? The next day comes, and She is trying to converse with him. Look and see what happens. Look and see what happens. Look and see what happens.
So, how was your day today?
So, look at her face. I'm gonna put this up on the screen so that you all can see her face. So, as you see, I'm gonna scroll back a little bit so that you can see he's drinking, and he's like drinking, trying to be real cavalier with it, right? Look.
So, how was your day today?
And you see her face, right? So we have to go back to the audio, but you see her face. That's basically what we're looking at right now. All right.
Everything last night, the way you acted towards me, the way you spoke to me, the way you expressed that how you weren't happy was okay.
I told you that. I told you I wasn't happy.
The way you expressed that you were not happy, the way you did it, was that okay?
Apparently not.
There's no way. My mom and my dad raised me better than that to let a man talk to me that way.
Okay.
I don't trust you at all.
Same. I'm just saying, you called me by a different man's name.
And I immediately apologized. And it was a sincere apology. But you locked me out.
Okay, I was able to get the volume higher. So this is her banging on the door 1:02 in the morning,
I know
right?
what you're doing, so I
I
waited
was
for...
here with Brittany. I walked her out.
So Brittany is the name of the producer that was talking with them the night before, right? So she's banging on the door. It's 1:00 in the morning, and she's a woman. She's a woman in this downtown Texas area, right? He's locked his wife out, deadbolted it. Listen, she doesn't have her keys with her. She doesn't have her wallet. She doesn't have her purse. She doesn't have her car keys. She doesn't have anything, and he locked her out. Let's continue.
Out. We spoke some more. I didn't take anything with me. You had gone to bed. I come back, and it's deadbolted. And so I'm banging on Mirla's door.
108, she's banging on Mirla's door.
I'm banging on
114,
Brett's
she's
door.
banging on Brett's door.
I'm banging on everybody's door. I'm calling all my friends in the middle of the night to tell them that my husband locked me out of the apartment.
You know I lock the door every night. I secure my property before I go to sleep.
Without your wife home.
I don't know where you were at or what you were doing.
Then ask.
Like you just took off.
Then ask. I feel like you don't care.
I don't know. I really don't know. Seriously.
I want you to see his face. I want you to see his face. Because this is a bitch ass mother effer. Look at his face. He's smirking. He's smiling. Like this is funny because in his mind, he got a one-up. He locked her out of the house. She was at his mercy. There was really nothing that she could do. Like, this is not a man. He's like, every night I secure my property. This is not a man. A man does not lock his wife out, a woman where she could get banged upside her head, dragged in behind the bushes somewhere. This is not a man. And let's continue. Just look at his face. You see his face, right? You see his face. He thinks it's funny. He thinks it's funny. And I don't think that this is cute. It's dangerous. It's irresponsible. Let's continue.
I feel like I hit a wall. I feel like I'm talking to a wall. He doesn't care. I don't feel that you are remorseful at all.
Okay.
I don't feel that you're apologetic at all.
He's smiling still.
And yeah, I cannot be your wife.
All right.
Okay. Makes sense. Good. Awesome.
He's like, makes sense, good, awesome. I just want you to see his face real quick. Let me pull this up so you can see his face. All right?
Okay. Makes sense. Good. Awesome.
You see him, right? Awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. All right. So everything is awesome for him, right? She's saying, you know, I can't be your wife. I want you to see how he handles the argument. Just see how he handles this, because this is an opportunity for him to also posit about whether or not he wants to say in this relationship, right? So let's continue going forward. I just want you to see, right? I just need you to see. All right, come forward.
Sounds good. Okay.
So I'm gonna go pack my
Okay.
things.
Listen,
All right.
Let me do that.
I will help you if you need any help. I think there's boxes in the closet
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
so now the producers are going to talk to her behind the scenes.
Are we done? Hey, why do I gotta sit here?
This is Brittany right here. This is the producer that she was talking to and walked down because the producer was there in between their argument. This was the producer that was there last night in between their argument. And so she walked the producer down and he's like, I don't know where you are or what you're doing, right? She walked the producer down. The producer was in the house. It's not like he didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Because he was in the argument saying F you and all this other stuff, right? So listen to the way that he behaves now, because now he tries to push it on his wife, right? Listen.
Are we done? Hey, why do I gotta sit here? I mean,
What's going on?
I'm good. That's not my choice.
Do you not want to fight for your marriage, though?
She already gave up, so I'm not gonna convince her. If she comes back, if she circles back and says, oh, well, maybe I was premature with my decision, then okay, we'll talk about it. But as far as right now is concerned, no, you made the decision, okay, roll.
I do want to say this. Are you
All right. So there's a few more little text on the bottom of the screen. So she's basically, the producers are trying to get her to go back out there and talk with him. And you see the way he is positioning the argument. She said that she wanted to end it, so I'm not going to convince her. This is her choice. You locked a woman out of the apartment where she has her money, her clothes, her keys, the keys to her car, so that even if she wanted to sleep in her car, so you stopped her from being able to come into the bed that you all share in the apartment provided by the show. This is not his apartment. This is their apartment provided by the show. He deadbolted it so that his woman could not get in at 1 o'clock in the morning where anything could have happened to her. You know, so let's continue. So the producers are trying to get her to talk to him right here.
No, you made the decision, okay, roll.
I do want to say this. Are you okay with how you handled things? Do you want to improve? How do you want to improve? Tell him. Me giving up with things left unsaid is some.
So I want you all to just pay attention. The producers are trying to get her to go back out there and continue the conversation with him. I guess because this is a show, right? So they got to keep, the show must go on. And so so this man is posturing and jockeying for control. And you already know how I feel about that. Taste the rainbow. You know how I feel about men who posit and jockey for control. Because it's like, you're already a man. Why do you need to have more? You're already physically stronger. In his case, you see how small he is. He's chiquitito. And I think that his size plays into how manly he feels in this relationship, how secure he feels in himself. So listen, special shout out to everybody who watches Married at First Sight. I want to give a special shout out to Tammy Talks, who helped me find the clip of Jose disclosing how much of I don't want to call him a dirt bag, but maybe a dust bag, a vacuum cleaner dust bag, maybe. So listen, shout out to everybody who watches this show, because this show has so many juicy tidbits and life lessons in it. Let's continue going forward. So she's going to say that typically she leaves relationships, so that's why she's going to come back and talk to him.
To improve? How do you want to improve? Tell him. Me giving up with things left unsaid is something typical for me. And I always go back and regret, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I let him know this? And there was something I was holding on to that I felt was just necessary to share. Okay, so, and I would like you to give me eye contact when I speak, just so I can see if you are listening.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to think that because of one argument last night, it's like, damn, she ran for the hills. It has been a build-up. I wrote this 2 weeks ago, and I would really like you to listen to this.
Somebody who came in late is like, Tanya, the video's real blurry. Why do you think the video is blurry? We cannot play their videos, and I'm happy that we're even able to play the blurry part because they have copyright restrictions that stop us from being able to show the video. Oh, damn it. They clocked the video. They clocked it. Hold on. What time is it? Oh, no. They haven't clocked the video yet. That's on the other channel. Whew, because I had to upload this to my other channel in order to be able to play it on this channel. So it's not clocked yet. I was about to say, because then they kick us offline and all of that. So let's continue going forward. Let's just thank the goodness that we have the audio, okay? Let's just thank goodness that we have the audio.
I wrote this 2 weeks ago, and I would really like you to listen to this. You are my priority, but so am I. I am also my own priority. I thought my future was going to be a planning process with my husband, yet I married someone that has it all planned out for me. We had a communication about what are we going to do after decision day. And you want me to immediately move into your house.
Of course.
And it's been the bank accounts. And it's like, are you going to get another car? So I really thought there was nothing we couldn't work through, but I'm starting to feel you are a little controlling, and that's my deal breaker.
Okay.
Now I feel like you're not willing to compromise with me because I don't fit your perfect mold of what you wanted in a wife.
So I got a question.
Yes.
So I feel kind of like betrayed. I'm like, well, where was all this before? Like, everything was all puppies and rainbows for a whole month. You kept this story that you had in there a secret the whole time. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, when you're like, you had this all bundled up, and then you were just like, well, I'm just gonna tell them today.
So now you see, now he's trying to make it seem like this is her fault. Oh, you had all of this. I feel betrayed. You see, he's trying to make it all about him. You know, and we haven't even gotten to the heart of why women divorce men. When we get to the next part, the way he tells the story is going to show how oblivious men are to why they keep getting broken up with, why many men can't keep a woman, and why, as a society, in our male-worshiping society, we posit it as women who can't keep a man, but a lot of these men need to be thrown back. These fish need to be thrown back into the ocean. So listen to how he starts trying to blame her. I feel betrayed. Let me rewind that for you.
I'm hearing about it, when you're like, you had this all bundled up, and then you were just like, well, I'm just gonna tell them today. Help me understand how you think that's right. By not communicating there, like, I'm just not seeing it.
I'm very willing to be like, I should have told you. I could have handled it better. I can admit when you are right and I'm wrong. You cannot. You have not taken accountability in any of this. And if you have, please tell me what it is, because it has been lost on me.
So accountability for what?
Why we're struggling right now. Your wife, who
Oh, you
I
mean the
thought
wife that
you
gave up?
Exactly, your wife that is giving up.
That didn't communicate with me about these things that actually, like...
Whatever you want to take it as.
That's exactly what it is. That's factual.
It wasn't one-sided.
That's factual.
You have part in this too of me wanting to give up.
I don't want to convince you to want to be in this marriage if you don't want to be in it.
All right, you see what he's doing, right? I don't want to convince you to want to be in this marriage if you don't want to be in it. Last night, he told her to get the F out, F you. He said he would throw his ring at her. He's the one that should be apologizing today. He locked her out. She couldn't sleep in her own bed. He locked her away from her possessions. Like, she could have seriously called the police, because you don't have the right to lock a person out of the area where they're residing. You don't have that right. And so now he's flipping it on her.
To give up.
I don't want to convince you to want to be in this marriage if you don't want to be in it. I don't want to paint this beautiful picture and say, oh my God, I'm sorry, I've never had a baby, blah, blah, blah. And even though I do feel that way and I want to say that.
Why wouldn't you say that?
That's what I just said.
That would
even though,
make me feel great.
I know that.
You should say that.
I don't want you to think that I'm saying it just because, and then it's going to continue to keep persisting.
So he's like, I don't want to say this to make you think I'm saying it just because, and then it's going to keep persisting. He has some issues that he needs to address, that he needs to change. Listen, Rachel, mi reina, I don't know where you are in the process right now, because I know you all filmed the show, but let me tell you this. These are warning signs of potential problems. This is problematic, what he's doing. Him locking you out of the apartment is enough reason for you to go upside his damn head once that door is open. Listen, let me just hush my mouth. Let me close my mouth and keep on playing, because I don't play these sorts of games. I don't play these sorts of games. You know what I mean? It's like, this is why certain people, they don't mesh well, because I'm not going to be going in and out of prison for giving people machetazos and all this other stuff. I'm just going to fall back and just play the video. Let's continue.
It's making it worse, you not saying it.
All right. So now I want you all to now see. I mean, what are your thoughts on what it is that we've seen so far? What are your thoughts? Because there's more video. There's more video, right? There's more video. This whole thing is problematic. What it is, I think we had gotten some apples that have come in when the thing was playing. But this is very problematic. The way that he's behaving, what it is that he's doing, very, very problematic. So I want us to jump into the next part. We're going to read the apples afterwards. So thank you all for the apples that have come through. I see that we have Steve in the house talking about I'm looking good. Oh, what do you all think of this color red? This is a brighter red than I typically wear. I want to know what you all think about that. Somebody is sleepy but has to watch. You know, this is going to be a long video, but let's continue. Let's continue going forward. So this is the next portion that I need you all to see, right? I need you all to see this next portion because I need you all to hear. Nah, man. So now look, the men are playing golf. And Jose is going to describe the situation to the other men who are married. And I want you to see how the other men behave when he tells them what went down. His version of it. And this right here. Wow. So the men are playing golf and having a good time. But I want you all to hear how he describes the story. This part right here is why women file for divorce 80% of the time. Let's go.
You was hit me? Damn it.
So they're hitting their golf balls and doing all of this and having a good time.
Wait. And the women,
and the women go to a smash house with TVs, plate, dressers, and sledgehammers so that they could get out their frustrations.
I want to throw that glass at the wall so bad.
I really wish Michaela was here too.
I know. Sucks not having all the girls together. Unfortunately, Michaela, she's not feeling good today, so she's not going to join us at the rage room. You know, it feels like a piece is missing.
How do I look, guys? How do I look?
You look like a sexy construction worker. Look at you.
The last couple of days have been very emotionally stressful for me. I'm a very trusting person until I have a reason not to trust a person. And now I have many reasons not to trust Jose. We've reached a breaking point. And so I have a lot to think about. But right now, I'm ready to just get some frustration out. Here's to getting locked out.
So these women are beating and smashing and getting their aggressions out. This is what they're doing. So the women have so much pent-up energies and frustrations and all of that the women, all of them, even the Asian girl is breaking apart the TV. They're smashing up desks. The only one,
Silent, deadly.
the only one that is not smashing anything is Mirla, and that's the one who hasn't even kissed her man. She's the only one that doesn't have all of these pent-up frustrations dealing with a doggone, I'm not going to say anything disparaging about male kind, but look.
Maniac.
That's just not how I choose to do fun things in life.
I just want to share that I got my first kiss.
Hey, man. Hey, we should drink to that. I gotta ask, how was it?
So, listen, 1 month in, this black guy, he's a black Latino guy. He is so happy that he got his first peck on the lips. 1 month in, living with this woman, right? His wife, right? He's so happy that this white Latina has given him a kiss for the first time.
Surprising. It came out of nowhere because I thought she was coming for a hug, and then she kissed me on the lips, and I was like, you sure you wanted to do that? Like, did you miss my cheeks?
Was like one peck and then done, or was like a little peck and then back in? You know
it
what
was
we talking about?
And then I was like, I asked her, you sure that's what you wanted to do? And then she kissed me again.
Hey, we got two kisses.
Nice.
So you have kissed. Oh my God. Was there something that sparked?
It was just like our usual conversation that we're just talking. Because I had
You
to be the one
initiated it?
I had to. That was like the thing. He's like, I'm not even gonna try it. I was like,
So cute.
My heart, I needed some warmth in my heart, and that warmed up my heart.
2 days ago. Okay, sir, I just see them casually. Oh my God. I just see them. Oh my God.
my husband is truly amazing. He's so patient. He got his first kiss when it felt good for me and comfortable, and I love it. I love it. I needed somebody who was patient. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, man. So past couple
Listen.
nights has been it's been
Listen, so I want you to hear his version of the story, right? I want you to hear his version of the story because we all saw what happened on video. We saw him telling her, get the F out. We saw him telling her he was F you. He was going to throw the wedding ring at her and how he acted the next day. We all saw that. Now keep all of that in mind for how he tells this story. And we have all been through this because we have people who have these narcissistic tendencies, these one-sided this gaslighting. And I just want you to imagine all of the stories that you've ever heard from somebody told about their ex or their parents or whomever. I want you to keep in mind what we have seen and read with our own eyes. All right? And listen to how he tells the story. Listen to how he tells the story. All right? Here we go.
last couple nights has been it's been pretty crazy.
Why is that?
Last night my wife was like, you know what? Like, I don't think I can do this no more. She was like, I want to get a divorce. I was like, okay. So
What?
yeah.
Wait, seriously?
What?
Yeah, I swear I can't make this up. Yeah. So
And they ask him, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I can't make this up. I swear, right? I need you to, what does he say? He says, last night my wife came to me and said, I want to get a divorce. I can't do this anymore. This is how men stay clueless. She's explicitly expressed to him. She explicitly expressed to him, listen, no, oh my gosh, I'm getting all of these messages. Oh, wow, you all are sending so much love. Oh, goodness. Okay, okay. All right. So, let's continue. You heard how he's explaining the story. You heard how he's explaining it.
last couple nights has been it's been pretty crazy.
Why is that?
Last night my wife was like, you know what? Like, I don't think I can do this no more. She was like, I want to get a divorce. I was like, okay. So
What?
yeah.
Wait, seriously?
What?
Yeah, I swear I can't make this up. Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, okay, and I was trying to understand, right? So where her mindset. So if I can back up a little bit, it started like midweek. You know, we're at the Clubhouse, whatever. She called me by a different man's name, and I was like, ooh, I don't know about that, right? Maybe I overreacted. I don't know. So it gets like a little heated, and I go take a leak. I come back outside.
So there's a man that's saying, y'all want men to communicate like women. It's not going to happen. I can imagine that you have a hard time keeping a woman too. She didn't get up one night and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I want a divorce. What was it that preceded that? He locked her out, said, fuck you. I'm going to throw the ring at you. Get the fuck out. You don't need to be here. I'll help you fucking pack. Oh, no, he didn't even say that. That was the next day. When she said, I can't do this anymore, he was like, I'll help you pack. But he locked her out of the house. That alone is enough reason to go oops upside someone's head. That alone. So he's telling the story in a completely different way. This is not about communicating like a woman. This is about self-analyzing and seeing how you contributed to a situation. Listen, just because you have somebody that's there with you right now doesn't mean that this person is happy. This is why women in these unfulfilling relationships end up bodies riddled with cancers, stressors, diabetes, high blood pressures, gout, and all types of troubles, because they don't have the ability to go to a smash house to wreck things, but they got some nacre dragging them down. Listen, the Brookings Institute already showed what Black women have to deal with when they get with a Black man, how her ability to escape poverty plummets once she gets with a Black man. So stop this. You're not going to be able to blow smoke up my ass over here, boy. Sit down and tell your woman I said that. Because I need to see the state of your woman, whether or not she looks refreshed and well-rested, or whether or not she looks haggard. Fingernails bust up from chopping rocks, foot all dry, goiter all around her neck, body riddled with all types of ailments. So just sit down. The fact that you think that his rendition of this story is okay lets me know your woman is in trouble. Lets me know already. Let me rewind some for Uno. Let's go back.
Maybe I overreacted. I don't know. So it gets like a little heated, and I go take a leak. I come back outside, and then she's gone. So I go, I lock the apartment doors, I go to sleep, and of course I gotta work the next day. So apparently I lock her out.
I understand locking the doors and all, but not when you know your wife's not at the house. Did you hit her up to see if she was gonna come back?
No, I did not. But it wasn't intentional.
He accidentally, quote unquote, locked the deadbolt.
There are definitely some holes, just things that I don't think I would do.
I don't know if I necessarily believe that all the way. Maybe he was just frustrated and just did it out of spite.
I've never accidentally locked a deadbolt.
So you hear the other men who also got married at first sight, listening to his story. What type of man deadbolts the door and doesn't realize that his wife is not in the bed next to him? Well, he spitefully locked the door. He locked her out to show her he got the power, he's the boss, and all this other stuff, right? Look, you heard the other men. You heard them. It's not making sense to them. What man? And then he's like, I don't know. Maybe I locked it.
There are definitely some holes, just things that I don't think I would do.
I don't know if I necessarily believe that all the way. Maybe he was just frustrated and just did it out of spite.
I've never accidentally locked a deadbolt.
So she says she wants a divorce. Like, how can it go from being so good to now want a divorce? I'm pretty sure there's some details that we're not getting in this story. Y'all argue over her calling you a different name, and now she's like, nah, let's get a divorce. Like, something's missing.
Exactly. He leaves out all of these details, attempting to garner some pity from the other men. Oh, this woman left me. I don't know why she left me. She just came to me out of the blue. And this is the way men, far too many men, process information. When I first became a life coach, I noticed this disparity. Women will talk to men over and over and over again. And you know what the men will do? The men will be like, oh, she's nagging. Just tune her out. Not even listen or hear. As a matter of fact, I need to play more footage for you all of Jose and what type of man he actually is in terms of being a partner, right? In terms of communication and listening. But speaking of listening, what is that I hear? All right. So let's read the apples that we have in, and then we're going to get back to the rest of this video because we need to make an example of what it is that we're hearing. So first up, we have Steve. Thank you, Steve. Steve sends $50 and says, looking good, Tanya. Bitcoin is down. I'm not. You're so funny. You're so funny. You know what, Steve? I noticed that I went to my blocked contacts today and I noticed you were blocked on YouTube. What did you do? I unblocked you though, but I don't know how you ended up blocked on YouTube, but you're unblocked now. Listen, I don't know when you got blocked or what happened, but I took care of it. Jolanda sends $1 and says, a husband protects and loves his wife. Shaking my head. Absolutely. Like, people always want to talk about what wifey material is, but what is hubby material? You know what I mean? Like, what makes a man a good husband? Some people think that a woman enduring his selfishness and his pettiness and his smallness, that makes a person a good husband. Meanwhile, your wife is falling apart, ragged and limping. Please. She sends another $1 and says, people with no self-control strive to control others. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Uche sends $2 and says, he put her safety in jeopardy. Deal breaker. Walk away. Absolutely. What more is there to say after he endangers your life like that? What more is there to say? Like the dude who stiffed me on the money that he owed me, that when I ended up living in my car, during this pandemic, my phone rang and it was his number, right? Now, I was in my car in 2016. The woman that he knew is gone. I'm not that woman anymore. Like, anything could have happened to me in my car. You don't care about my life? There's nothing more that we can say. My phone rang with his number and I went and hit the block. Hit the block. There's nothing that he has to say to me. From the day that he betrayed me like that till the day that they throw dirt over his cold body in the ground, there's nothing that he has to say to me. On that note, Ebony sends 444 and says he is gay and looks at his quote unquote wife as competition. There are a lot of people who have been questioning his sexuality because of his mannerisms and a lot of the ways that he behaves. We're going to play a few more videos that I have queued up for you all. Uche sends $5 more and says Jose playing the victim, delusional, no accountability. Absolutely. Absolutely, exactly. He thought his friends would validate his actions because he doesn't see. There might be some sociopathic things going on. Like, he doesn't see how foul it was of what he did. He just doesn't see how foul it is. Check out Corey Jones' untold story of divorce, YT. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to leave that unthing so that I can be able to find that again. All right, you all ready to jump back into this video? I want to hear what some of your thoughts are on what it is that you've seen so far. I want to see what are some of your thoughts. Come, tell me your thoughts so far. Nine says, Steve, there's a little bit of a delay. Your page is really popping, Tanya, too. You've come a long way. Thank you, Sharon. Foriando says, little man syndrome. That's the thing. He's shorter than her. He's little. He got this beard that looked like a chia pet that grew on his face. And he's over here treating her like she's the one that should be happy to be with him. Please, please. So let's see. Oh, you know what? There's more. There's more. It's not, the thing is not finished. So there's more of the golfing scene. Let's continue with that. Let's continue. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you know how to find me again. I am Tanya TKO. Make sure you share the video. Tag somebody. Post this video in a MAFS group because I would love to be able to have a conversation. I'm in the MAFS fan page on YouTube, and I'd love to have a conversation with people who are fans of the show about how they feel about this. And if you want me to do more of these fan videos like this, let me know. Continue forward. And if there's anybody who knows Rachel, I would love to talk with her. So tell her to hit me up, TanyaTKO.com. Click on contact. All right, let's go.
Argue over her calling you a different name, and now she's like,
all right, here.
Listen. You know, y'all argue over her calling you a different name, and now she's like, nah, let's get a divorce. Like, something's missing.
What I'm hearing, the only thing that she has done in this whole situation was call you by another man's name, and then she wasn't at the apartment, right?
Right.
So what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Like.
So you see, I'm sorry to pause it, but I'll rewind it for you all. I know some people find it jarring, but that's how we do it on the show. When I feel the need to interject, I pause the video. And if that's jarring for you, maybe you've got to watch the whole video first someplace else, but the video is too long for me to play all the way through. She met him 26 days ago and called him by a different man's name. But wait until you hear the name that she called him. I want you to wait until you hear the name that she called him. So I'll rewind it for those of you who feel jarred, okay?
And now she's like, nah, let's get a divorce. Like,
hold on, let me go back.
Y'all argue over her calling you a different name, and now she's like, nah, let's get a divorce. Like, something's missing. You know, y'all argue over her calling you a different name, and now she's like, nah, let's get a divorce. Like, something's missing.
What I'm hearing, the only thing that she has done in this whole situation was call you by another man's name, and then she wasn't at the apartment, right?
Right.
So what was the straw that broke the camel's back? Like, why did she say done? Because for someone to say done, that's scary.
Okay, so that I don't want to say I don't know, but I don't completely understand where that's coming from.
I feel my husband doesn't even care for me.
So he says he doesn't know why she said she's done. She said, nobody talks to me like that. My parents raised me better than this. How dare you talk to me like that? I don't know who I married. Who is the real you? And then when she gave him the chance to apologize, he was like, I'm not going to apologize to you to give you the satisfaction of an apology. He doesn't know why she wants to be done. She told him clearly. But the thing is that far too many men don't hear. They think that you're just talking or just, I don't know. But you tell men exactly what it is that you need, and then they refuse to give it to you. And then when you leave, they're like, I don't know why she left me. 80% of marriages the divorce is filed by women. I don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, you've told them many a time, but they still can't self-reflect and see. I'm going to play that last part for you. He doesn't know.
Done? That's scary.
Okay, so that I don't want to say I don't know, but I don't completely understand where that's coming from.
I feel my husband doesn't even care for me. Technically, legally, we're married, but emotionally, we are not married. When I finally confronted him, he didn't care. He locked me out. It felt like talking to a little child, talking to a wall. I'm like, I tell him straight up, I'm not hearing what I need to hear. And he's like, well, I don't want to tell you what you want to hear.
Like, take husband, wife out of it, that's human decency.
And I'm telling you, it's that body language, the unresponsiveness, deflecting blame and pinning it back on me.
I just feel like he's It's showing that his ego is super, super vulnerable and sensitive.
He was very upset with the mistake in the name.
He results into like retaliation tactics.
Just felt very vindictive.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
big time.
You call me by another man's name, then you take off, like, you know, so I don't know that I actually, like, trust her.
So you see, he's up in the ante now because they're not feeling what he's saying. So now he's up in the ante. You call me by another man's name, then you just take off. He's not telling the full story. Now he's like, I don't trust her, because he's trying to curry favor with the men that he's talking to because they see him as a bitch-ass mother effer. They see him as that. They know that he's not a man. They know that he has little penis syndrome. They know that he has the Napoleon complex. They know all of this. He has small d energy, little penis syndrome, Napoleon complex, among other things. Chia pet beard association. I don't know what else. I don't know. Chia pet beard something.
I don't know that I actually, like, trust her. And unfortunately, I don't know if y'all remember, we were on the catamaran back on honeymoon, and she did confess that, hey, I cheated once upon a time.
Never have I ever cheated.
Oh!
Damn, I married a cheater.
What else has she done to make you believe she's...
So you see now he's referencing, oh, remember, because they're not coming over to his side. People do this. Like, people like him, they do this. They tell you a story, and then when you're not feeling them, they start adding other stuff to the story to get you on their side.
Sleeping around.
Well, I wouldn't say sleeping around,
So now Johnny is asking.
Damn, I married a cheater.
What else has she done to make you believe she's sleeping around?
Well, I wouldn't say sleeping around, but if you call me by a different name and then you disappear one night.
Has she ever called you another name before? This is the first time?
Nah, this is the first time.
I gotta say, so it's gonna come out.
Listen.
She called you Johnny.
All right. So I want you all to just hear that part, because there's another man that's standing there. He's like, look, I can't take this anymore. Let me just say, she called him another cast member's name. She met all of them 26 days ago. She called him another cast member's name, a man who's the Asian dude who's married to somebody else. I mean, come on. What is this guy doing? She met him 26 days ago. She called him a different name of somebody whose name starts with a J, just like Jose. Johnny, Jose, I mean, it's like they were all there. They all live in the same building. Come on. This is ridiculous. And Johnny's laughing. I just want you to hear that part again with what's his name?
I gotta say, so it's gonna come out. She called you Johnny. I don't know how you take that to like, maybe she's sleeping around. Like, she called you Johnny.
Johnny! I'm pretty sure it's this Johnny. Johnny Jose is very familiar J's, right?
Yeah, J names.
And we're always talking about each other, always with each other.
Exactly.
I want you to see his face once the men are not agreeing with him. I want you to see his face, because he looks as stupid as himself.
J names. And we're always talking about each other, always with each other.
I just want you to see his face. Let me bring this up so that you could just see his face. Look. You see his face, right? He just looks stupid. He looks stupid in front of all these men who know that they would never lock a woman out, their wife, out of the apartment. Without her keys, without her money, without her wallet, without her ID, lock her out like that? Ridiculous. So he looks like a true female dog.
I honestly don't feel for him, because in my mind, he kind of caused it. But I also think that he can come out of it, and I think it could still work, but he has to change his thinking about their relationship right now.
As of right now, where y'all at? Like, right this moment.
You still love her?
Oh, yeah, I even sent her a text before I got here. I was like, hey, I know you don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
But I miss you and I love you.
And does she still feel the same way about you?
I do not love him any.
I just want you to just take a look at his face, because they're like, does she feel the same way about you? So now he's trying to be like, oh, well, look, I put myself out there. I told her I love her and miss her and all this other stuff. He hasn't done what it is that he needs to do to make his wife feel safe and appreciated in the relationship. It's like he's so insecure. Look, I want you to see his face. Just look at his face.
I miss you and I love you.
And does she still feel the same way about you?
I do.
Look.
Not love him anymore.
She doesn't love him anymore, she says. She says she doesn't love him anymore, and I hope that she means that. I hope she means it, because he has revealed himself. He has revealed himself, and he has shown himself to be problematic. He's shown himself to be a person that cannot be trusted, that doesn't care about her safety. He has revealed himself.
He broke a major boundary, though. That's like,
Now I'm in totally unmarked territory. Like, could I regain trust? Can I love again the same person? I had no idea.
So now all right. So listen. Thank you all for that first segment. The first segment of this video was sponsored by my red lipstick. This is a part of the vegan makeup pack, so you all make sure that you're on my mailing list to know when I do sell the vegan makeup pack for Christmas this year. So I'm working on getting the components together. The next segment is going to be sponsored by my eyelashes, which are also vegan and very soft and silky and feel wonderful. You like, when you squeeze them, you don't feel any disturbance. They're very soft and silky, and they're also vegan. So next segment, I want you to see what type of man Jose is, right? I want you to see whether or not she received the prize. Because you know what? For far too many women, hold on, I got to turn the AC on. It's getting hot in here. Because with all the computers and the monitors and everything, I have to make sure that the room stays cool, right? So, remember, we have this man with the chia pet beard all around. He got the chia pet beard syndrome growing around his face, right? I mean, you've seen him. You've seen him. Here, let me show you if I can get this connected, right? If I can get this connected for you all so that you can see. Here, you see his face, right? Look. He has this whole, like, he has this little tiny area, and look at him. He has this little tiny area where his mouth lives in. I've never seen a man whose beard looks like this. Men, if your beard looks like this is the image I used for the thumbnail. Please shave down some. Shave a little something. Don't crowd up your whole mouth. It looks rectal. I can't, it's distracting looking at his face and mouth. Look. Like, come on, sir. Come on. Look. His mouth is being overcome by the damn beard on his face. It's too much. It's too much. So he's short. He's chiquitito. He has this chia pet beard with his mouth trying to escape from the middle of its syndrome going on, right? And let's take a look at his personality. We're going to jump over to the house party. The first part that we saw was episode 10. We're jumping back to, I believe this is episode 9, right? This is episode 9 right here. It's either 9 or 8, one of those. But we're going to jump back to, the video, right? Where they had a house party. And I want you to see how Jose behaves at this house party, right? I want you to see how he behaves at the house party.
Falling in love sooner than later.
Your room is so big.
I know.
I like it. It's
Really nice. How are you guys feeling about your marriages 3 weeks in now?
Well, everything's great. Like,
So now this is about day 21. So this has to be episode 9 if it's day 21, because we're also going to be jumping back to week 2 so that you can see that this has been a progression. So when she wrote that letter, this was also around the same time that he just doesn't listen to what it is that she says. He doesn't listen to anybody. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look.
you know, but just like everyone, we have our little like down moments. So if you've noticed, Jose talks a lot.
I kind of started, I guess, you know, for me, what I wanted was just someone that I connect with.
I want you to take a look at people's faces, because while he's talking, because it's all about him. It's all about what he wants, what he wants in a woman. It's like the woman is just a placeholder for his life, because men have gotten this notion that women came from some sort of damn rib, so he doesn't have to take care of you. You're the one that needs to take care of him, because you're, in some people's belief, a damn helpmate. That's what you are. You're there for his pleasure. Remember in Scandal when Cyrus used to always be like, I serve at the pleasure of the president? This is how these people want you to be serving at their pleasure, to just be happy to be with them. So look at how other people are looking while he's talking.
Had the, commonalities and similarities. We enjoy doing the same things together, and it kind of builds us. This is such a short.
Nobody is listening to him. No one is listening to him. I have to keep stopping the video whenever I play the unblurred footage, because if you play it for more than 10 to 20 seconds, they got you, and I don't want to get got. So come, let's look.
Process. It's not a marathon, rather it's a sprint now, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just kind of finding the things that we both enjoy.
He's not picking up on the cues that everyone is bored to death with him continuing to talk and not care about what anybody else has to say. Look.
Even if it was like baseball games, right? So she's like a huge sports fan.
People,
if
right?
I don't know that you like green eggs and ham.
He's talking about green eggs and doggone ham. I mean, but you saw the people's faces. Just imagine the look of annoyance of people. Look,
how the hell am I gonna know that that's what you want for breakfast every single morning, right?
But something he struggles with is listening. And it's caused like little issues. But overall, everything's pretty great. I'm really happy. He's such a gentleman. He treats me so well. And I do feel like that love word is like on the tip of my tongue. But I keep like, just wait. But I think of what Pastor Cal says, like, if you feel it, just like say it. So it's coming soon, I think. Yeah.
I'm so happy for you guys. You can see it too.
Aw,
Love them. Love that rosé.
So Zach and I went in so hard.
All right, so now she's talking about her relationship, and I'm not really interested in talking about her messed up relationship. All right, so we've gone through all of that. Remember he talked about her cheating, right? I'm going to play a little snippet for you all so that you can hear why it was and how it came about that she cheated. Mind you, she's 33 years old. She was in a relationship for 8 years, right? So we're talking about she was either a teenager or in her early 20s when she cheated. Look, let's play this. Let's play.
The whole like you've never been in love thing was kind of like, oh, interesting. Was there anything I said that you're like, huh?
Oh yeah, catamaran, honeymoon.
Never have I ever cheated.
Damn, I married a cheater. So you've cheated before?
Oh, yeah, I have. I was kind of like, he hasn't asked about it. Like, oh, well, I'm not going to tell him about it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, we asked tonight. Yep.
So she's going to explain
it. Was with my 8-year relationship. It happened on year 2.
Okay.
I went out, girls' night, alcohol was involved, ran into someone that I knew from my past. Okay. And it happened, you know? And the very next day, I had to tell my boyfriend what happened, of course. Upset.
And you were with him for 8 years?
Well, this happened on year 2.
Oh, okay.
Continued. So.
Oh, so he's still
thankfully,
like
I was forgiven. Since then, I learned very well. Do not put yourself in situations that could lead to that.
So and it's funny you say that because my brother-in-law always put it best to me. If you go to the barbershop enough, you're gonna get a haircut. Meaning if you put yourself in those types of situations, unfortunately, sometimes those things will happen. As we get closer to saying I love you and talking about it, for me, before I can get there, I need to know that, hey, am I gonna get cheated on? I hate to say this, but once a cheater, always a cheater. But
she was a teenager, finding out her way in life, figuring out what was right for her and what wasn't right for her. 10 years ago, she was 23. We don't know when this relationship happened, but let's say she'd been single for 2 years or whatnot. This relationship happened when she was a teenager. She cheated when she was a teen, like just finding out what life is.
She's a different woman now. I'm hoping, and I can tell you that if it happened to me and my wife cheated on me, that I would not forgive her. So let me ask you a tough, hot seat question. Okay, so now we're married.
Uh-huh.
You have cheated before in the past, unfortunately. How can I be comfortable with this girl's night that you're maybe gonna have one day?
Bachelorette party?
Do something. And know that, hey, you know what? My wife's going out, she's gonna have a good time, but I don't have to worry about this.
You honestly will just have to trust me.
So now he's being asked to trust, right? And he's having a difficult time figuring out if he can trust, right? Oh my goodness, listen. We're going to read the cash apples, and then we're going to jump back into how he just doesn't listen to her. And he admits that he doesn't listen. And he wants her to treat him like a child. I want you to pay attention to that. He wants her to treat him like a child. And it's like, okay, so while she's treating you like a child and having to be your mother, what is it that she gets? And far too many men just want to bring their childlike state to women and burden them with childishness. And somebody wrote, she wasn't completely honest with him. No, she was. She was honest with him because she told him little by little, because we've all watched the show. She told him, well, listen, I do things this way. I really don't know. Because the things that she said that she didn't disclose to him was how she felt about him planning out their lives, pre-planning their lives. She expressed this to him. Her family even expressed this to him. So for you to say that she didn't, and this is why I don't know why she was sitting up there letting this man gaslight her, and you're attempting to gaslight us in the comments because anybody who watched the show knows that she had brought this up to him already. Look, we're going to go back to day, 20 or 17, something like that, where he shows that he just doesn't even care what she has to say. Listen, let's watch this. Wait, what's that I hear? Let's read these apples that have come in, right? Faith Speaks Life sends $10. It says, two-faced, feminine with wife, masculine with fellas. Listen, he's something but those men was not feeling that bitch acidness he was coming out with. Tanya sends $33.33 and says for support. Thank you so much, Tanya. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Pepper sends $5 and says, good, she knows now, then catch him in her panties. Wait a minute, she doesn't know that he is GAY. None of us really know. We know that he has some effeminate, movements and stuff, and we know he's a little bitchy, locking her out of the house, but we don't know if he's actually down on his knees at the truck stop, going for broke with a hole in the wall. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna continue. Kyla sends $10 and says, he snapped because he wants Johnny. Hashtag competition. You all are so messed up. Lord have mercy. That is too funny. That is too funny. You all are something else, right? All right, here. So, Mrs. Ikechi sends $1 and says, pause for it looks rectal. I spit out my tea. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Mrs. Ikechi sends another $1 and says, he's fishing for ways to give her grief and punishment. I'm glad that you mentioned that because we're actually going to play a little piece at the end that lets you know that he's just looking for ways to try to embarrass her. He's looking for ways to try to find fault with her, even though he's so chiquitito with his whole chia pet beard and all of that. So look, let's get to the next one. This is him not listening, right? I just want you to pay attention. Just pay attention.
So what do you think it's going to take for you to fall in love?
I might need a little bit more understanding.
Okay, so she has already expressed to him what it is that she needs from him. I believe this is about day 17 or something like that, right? She's expressed to him that she needs understanding, that he's not listening. I want you to just hear, because she has been honest with him.
So what do you think it's going to take for you to fall in love?
I might need a little bit more understanding.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more listening to me.
I admit I'm a guy, so I mean, I'm not saying, okay, that's a cop out, but I mean, I used to listen very well until I got married. Now I'm like,
You
It's
used
like
to
a-
listen,
it's like
you
a-
used to work out.
I used to do all this stuff, and I'm like, I got married, I'm like, whatever.
Have I just ruined your life? Oh my God.
Well, no, it's not ruining. It's taking me to a different level that I haven't been at. So yes, definitely a change for sure.
So what can you actively be doing to fall in love in this relationship?
I mean, I think, and not to my own horn, but I think everything I'm already doing. I mean,
All right, so I just want you all to listen to the delusion. Remember, this is long before he locked her out of the apartment. This is when things were still good, before they had said I love you to each other and all of that. She asked him, what do you think that you could be doing? He's like, not to toot my own horn, I think I'm already doing everything. And she's telling him, you don't listen. I need to be heard. Here, I'll play that last part for you again. He's like, not to toot my own horn.
What can you actively be doing to fall in love in this relationship?
I mean, I think, and not to my own horn, but I think everything I'm already doing. I mean, yes, it's only been 2 weeks, but again.
I just want you know what? You have to look at her face. I have to play this part for you so that you can see her face, because her face tells exactly how she feels about this. Look.
In this relationship.
I mean, I think, and not to my own horn, but I think everything I'm already doing. I mean.
Look her face.
Yes, it's only been 2 weeks, but again.
She rolls her eyes because she knows what he's saying is bullpucky. It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
That I'm picking up on the positives and what you like, clearly I'm going to do those. So I'm going to show you by listening as well, which I got to be more.
You know what? This part, I really wish that I could play this so that you all could see. But I want you to see how he does hashtag or quote unquote listening. I want you to see how he does that. Look.
On the positives and what you like, clearly I'm going to do those. So I'm going to show you by listening as well.
And look, he's like rolling his eyes. I'm going to show you that by listening as well. And he's rolling his eyes. This is unbelievable.
Which I got to be more.
I definitely think there's some communication issues.
Look.
You ask a question and he's just thinking about the next thing he's gonna say instead of listening to me. I gotta make sure he's giving me eye contact. I gotta make sure he's not looking at his phone. I have strategies for it.
Okay. I just need you to see how she has to be a mother to him. I got to make sure that he's not looking at his phone. I got to make sure that he's not distracted. I got to make sure that he's this and that he has his head up and that his chin is not on his desk and that his thumb is in the air. I got to make sure. It's like, come on, look at her face. Like, who wants to deal with this with their husband? This is a grown man. This is a person who's supposed to be leading your household, but he can't listen.
Listening as well, which I got to be more.
I definitely think there's some communication issues. You ask a question and he's just thinking about the next thing he's gonna say instead.
You know I have to keep pausing it because of the copyright issue. So just bear with me.
Instead of listening to me, I gotta make sure he's giving me eye contact. I gotta make sure he's not looking at his phone. I have strategies for it. Okay,
Unbelievable. What? This is how women end up stressed out with their bodies riddled with disease because they have to deal with grown-ass boys. Big grown boys who want to try to stick their penis in you whenever they get the chance to, but they're not doing what it is that they need to do as men that would make you want to open up freely. So like when I did that video about Duvall and Kadeem and the effery that's going on over there in their relationship where he has to practically pry her open at night, there's a reason she doesn't want to have intercourse with him. Anyway, come on.
About to say.
I'm gonna start listening more. Like,
that's fine.
I will.
I will.
Okay, so that's not like my forte, and that's not what I really like.
And that's okay.
But I'm gonna
as
get
long as you
there.
acknowledge and you work on it, that's
I'm
all
trying.
I can ask for.
Maybe you
That's
tell me
okay.
twice. How about that?
Listen.
Listen?
No, not to listen. You tell me whatever you want me to do twice.
Do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just need you to listen.
Okay, so
I need you to see her face when she says this because it's absolutely ridiculous. First of all, look at her face. Look at her face. Like, he's like, maybe you just tell me twice. But then it turns into nagging, right? Look.
maybe you
That's
tell me
okay.
twice. How about that?
Listen?
No, not to listen. You tell me whatever you want me to do twice.
Do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just need you to listen.
Okay, so maybe you say listen twice then.
Look her face. Look at her face. She's like, I don't want this burden.
I'm gonna try. I see that I talk.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Ton, and I need to listen a little
And
more.
I love that. And I do.
And so
You
that's
can
why I'm
talk
like,
my
okay,
ear
cool.
off and I won't complain. I tell you right now, I will not complain.
Can I get
That's
that? I need
fine.
that in writing though.
You can get that in writing.
Probably in
but
blood.
You have to.
I'm trying. It's a
all
work
I
in
ask
progress.
for.
I'm working on it. I think I struggle with listening only because, again, like I hear you, and I don't want to. I mean, it's not a cop out, but I think as a man, like, you know, kind of, I don't know. We listen, but we don't hear. So I hear you, but I'm not listening because I'm maybe doing something else. I think I may want to talk a little bit more than I listen. So have you ever been in love before?
I don't get him. I honestly don't get him. I don't get him. Look, he's smiling. He thinks this is funny. This is why the women are inside of the smash house breaking apart desks and chairs and smashing sledgehammers into TVs while the men are out a relaxing day golfing. Like, men think it's easy to deal with them. I really just want to ask men sometimes, if you were a woman, would you date men? Honestly. I really just want to ask men that sometimes. Like, if you were a woman, would you really lay down and let a man on top of you? Honestly, would you let a man inside your body? Would you let him inside your life? Would you deal with him? Would you put up with him? The selfishness, the one-sidedness, the it's all about me, the ego. Would you? Sometimes I just really want to ask men that. I honestly really just want to ask them, like, what is it that she gets out of this? She has some controlling man who doesn't really care about her input into the relationship, not really listening to her, and then is going to cuss her out, lock her out, and then say F you and throw the ring at her and all of that?
We don't hear. So I hear you, but I'm not listening because I'm maybe doing something else. I think I may want to talk a little bit more than I listen. So have you...
Ugh. Like, he's grotesque to me. He's grotesque. He's grotesque.
Ever been in love before?
Yes. Or so I thought, but it was a feeling I had never felt before. It was an intense feeling.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can say you're in love, but the actions don't support that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and I think for me, if I've ever been in love before, I wouldn't say yes.
You've never been in love before?
It's been a strong like. It's been a very...
I need you to hear his story, and this will tell you everything that you need to know about this male. This will tell you, listen to his story of the time that he was in strong like, but not in love. I want you to listen to his story. Listen.
Very strong like, but I don't know. I mean, it's like they say, you know, like when you know, you know.
Yeah, and you didn't feel
It just
that.
wasn't there for me. I mean, it was great and all. It was a wonderful relationship, but unfortunately, I couldn't get past the fact that she had kids. For me, unfortunately, I did not want to be inserted. I wanted everything my own from the very beginning, scratch, and
So how long were y'all together?
It was more than like 4 years.
Yeah. So Rachel is stunned. When he says it's more than 4 years, you can see her face, right? Look her face.
Unfortunately, I did not want to be inserted. I wanted everything my own from the very beginning, scratch, and
So how long were y'all together?
I just want you to take a look at his face. Someone is saying there are no channels teaching men how to treat women. There are channels teaching men how to treat women. And those channels teach men how to treat women expendably, how to get 3 and 4 women in one night, bust nuts in them, and then toss them back out into the club, make them for the streets. Because if a woman dare find you attractive enough and have chemistry enough with you to want to have intercourse with you early, then she's no good because you're no good. It's unbelievable. Listen, look at her face when he says 4 years.
It was more than like 4 years.
Look at his face.
Years and you
But it was, yes, but yes.
So he didn't want, so he stayed with 4 years. That is, listen, children completely transform in 4 years. We're talking, he said more than 4 years. So maybe 5, because remember, he has an issue telling the truth. Remember, his versions of stories, it could have been 7 years that he was with her. Who knows? We're talking about a 2-year-old turning into a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old becoming a 14-year-old. Like, she had 3 children. If he knew that he did not want a woman with children, why did he stay with her for 4 or 5 years or more? This is unbelievable. And so I want you to see, when you hear people telling you some story, like, some of you don't realize this because you all know I'm a life coach. And sometimes people will call up. And I can sense with my intuition that there's more going on than what it is that they're saying. And many people don't ask the right questions. And there are people out there like him who will lie and contort a story. Remember that girl that we were talking to who claimed that her sickle cell boyfriend got COVID, and then when he was in the hospital, he dumped her, and then he turns out that he was evicted, and then maybe wasn't evicted, then he was living with his sister, then she never even knew if he was in the hospital, all of that. Remember that? Like, there's a lot going on, a lot going on. That girl wrote to me too, some angry letters that I never even opened. You know how they show the first few words? I could tell from the first few words that letter was trash. I never clicked open on it. Let's continue.
Yes. You know, it was a very, very, very strong light because we did everything together and it was so badass, and you know, we had fun, but I could not see myself married to her, unfortunately. But yeah, so that was that.
I'm shocked that Jose says he's never been in love. He's been in relationships that have lasted years. So I just can't imagine, you know, how long is it gonna take Jose to actually fall in love with me?
So
4 years,
what do
really
you-
strong liking somebody.
Yeah, it is.
And you know, she's giving so much face right now. I need you to just see her face because she is really speaking 1,000 words with her face. If he would just take the time to even just look at her, he would have more insight, because I can look at her and see that this is Effie she's hearing. Look.
So
4 years,
what do
really
you-
strong liking somebody.
Look.
Yeah, it is.
Look her face. I mean, you could tell. Who can't tell? Who can't tell? I have a few more clips, but we're pretty much at winding down on this, right? So I have a clip of them going shopping in a garden where he's just being really controlling. Like, he doesn't even care. Like, she's saying that she wants to get stuff, and everything that she wants to get. Now look, you see how chiquitito he is, right? Look how chiquitito he is. Look, he's a little tiny imp of a man. Look.
Smell the roses? I smell the...
He's a little tiny, and she's so cute. And look, everything that she wants to get, he's like, no. And he ends up just filling up the thing with all of the stuff that he wants, and she doesn't get what she wants. Look, he even has the thing in his hand, and he's like getting all, like, she wants this, she wants that, because this is supposed to be their kitchen garden, but he doesn't care about what she wants. He's just getting what it is that he wants. You see, he's like putting all of the stuff in there. She's just a placeholder. He really got along well with that woman who he was with for more than 4 years. And he just, unbelievable. And so this is the story of how they told each other that they love one another. I'm not even going to play it. So this is after they started telling each other, I love you. And they're like, oh, I love you.
Can I tell you a secret?
And so they have all of this cute rapport. And they're like, I love you.
Continue to form their new lives.
He's like, I love you too much. And they're kissing. I wish I could rewind it just a little tiny bit so you could see. But it's like.
See you tonight. Love you too much.
Oh, so now he loves her too much and all this other stuff, right? This is what I want you to see. This is what I want you to see. I want you to see.
How are you not?
All right, I want you to see how he picks at her. So, I want you to see how he picks at her. This is the last scene I'm going to show you, and then we're just going to talk about it from here.
I was noticing that mine was like this, all nice and pretty. And when you left yours up there, it was like this.
He's talking about her toothpaste.
No, we're gonna do it real.
No.
We're gonna do it real.
How dare you?
How do you not just squeeze from the bottom up? It's not that difficult.
Because I'm secretly a sociopath.
Yeah, So
that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to show from this episode. That's pretty much all I wanted to show from the episode. What are your thoughts on all of this that we've seen? It's like men don't seem to really get it. It's not connecting for them. Why women are dissatisfied with them. It's like they don't take the time to even really learn the bedroom tricks. They don't want you to know how it is that you need to be pleased. They want to try to pluck virgins off the stem. Young ladies who don't know how they like to be pleasured. They want to try to use their ego and think that they're doing something. Meanwhile, there was a survey that said that more than, I think it was 70% of sexual interactions with men, the women are left unsatisfied, non-climactic. They're not having climaxes. And men really be thinking that they're doing all this and doing all that. Meanwhile, the women are not satisfied. The women are dissatisfied in a relationship. They have all of this stuff built up. They're dealing with a man who's like a boy. And when they can't take it any longer, when they've talked and become blue in the face and no longer have any feelings left for him, then all of a sudden she's like, I'm gone. And he's like, I don't know why she's leaving. I guess because he thought that she would put up with his nonsense forever. Forever. Debbie has sent $5 and it says Bruce's truck stop Bakersfield. You are too much. You are too much. Yeah. I want to hear how you all feel about this, but let me see how long we've been on. Okay, you know what? I'm going to open up the phone line because I'm going to take one or two phone calls. I want somebody who has a poignant point that they want to make. I want you to call up, make a poignant point, and then we'll go from there because I really want to hear somebody's point of view. So the phone lines are open, 323-488-3149. You can call up now. I'm going to take two phone calls because I want to be on here less than 2 hours and wrap this whole video up. But this is something, oh my goodness. Here, Isadora sends $1 and says, he like men's. Listen, there are a lot of people who are speculating about him. A lot of people are speculating about him. So I don't know. I want to find the hand holding back a laugh emoji. Let me see if I can find that. I can't. Oh, let me just do the thinking emoji then. All right. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Keisha.
Hi, Keisha. So tell us your most poignant point first about this whole boondoggle.
Well, I believe that Jose is a typical red pillar. He already believed that all women cheat, and he got his confirmation. And so now he knows the nature of Rachel. She's a cheater. And so he wants to control and own everything so that when they get back to his house, he can put her out and lock her out, probably even turn off her phone.
Oh.
He wants to control everything. So I think he's a controlling narcissist who's been subscribing to red pill ideology, and he feels inadequate because he's a short man. And so This is his way to level the playing field.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. What did you say your name was?
Keisha.
Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to take the next call. I'm going to take as many calls as I can in the next 15 minutes. Oh, that means we won't have enough time for our dance party. So we're going to have to just take a few more phone calls. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Kimberly Vick.
Hi, Kimberly. So what is you have to turn down your volume in the background and say your most poignant point.
Yes, which is a part of loving yourself, if she could speak to this, is how these mothers are spending so much time with men who are not the father of their children. And that would be it. I'd have to call back, but I wish we would.
How does that relate to the video we're watching right now? Rachel has no children, and neither does Jose.
Because you know what Tanya TKO is always talking about, this is using these examples of loving yourself. And, what this shows is how women who become mothers, they have another chance of actually loving themselves and loving themselves through their children or to their children. And they're spending so much time with these guys that don't love them.
How does this relate to Married at First Sight and Jose and all of that? Thank you so much for calling in. I don't have the time to waste. Next caller. I'm not going to get upset and do a monologue and all of that. We're running low on time. Next caller. Listen. Next caller. What was those young ladies? The trans woman and Kia? Yes, just like that. Next caller. There's the phone number right here, 323-488-3149. Somebody trying to call up talking about some single mothers and all of that. Listen, go back over to the manosphere with that. Now that I got a few moments in between phone calls, go back over to the manosphere with that effery. What are you talking about calling me up? People be trying to get me riled up because they want to get cussed down. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name? You're on the air live with Tanya. What is your name? I can't hear you, so you're going to have to work on your headset and your volume and stuff like that, etc., right? And somebody said, this is why you're single. This is why I'm happy. This woman in this show that we're talking about is married and she's miserable. I don't have to go to a smash house smashing things up. I smashed the hang up button. I smashed the block button, and that keeps my life free. There's no goiters on my neck. I'm vibrant. I'm successful. I am happy. There are far too many women who are in these relationships who are miserable, dying on the inside, belly riddled with all types of disease, neck filled up with disease, throat filled up with disease because they can't talk, heart is all broken, punani smash out and prolapsed and all this other stuff from just these ridiculous relationships, their body caving in on itself, nani no work no more, uterus riddled. Come on, this is why I'm happy. So look, phone line is open. Let's see how much time we have left. We're going to take one more phone call. 323-488-3149. Oh, Lord. Somebody trying to call me ugly. Now you know they trolling. Now you know. Yay! Because by the time you start trying to say foolishness like that, I know, look, your TV broke or you over there trying to get into my good graces. You want to come onto a troll account because you say you love me from your main account and you don't want to get that one blocked. So you come to your troll account. You're probably the same person who was on here earlier because you can't stay away. Listen, look at this. Look. Look, just look. This is all pure vegan makeup. This segment is sponsored by my contour and highlight. Because I don't have on foundation. So so this segment of the show is sponsored by that. Hey, listen, for those of you who don't know, the TKO vegan makeup pack will be available this Christmas. So make sure that you're on the mailing list, TanyaTKO.com. Click on subscribe. Subscribe to the mailing list so that when I offer the vegan makeup pack, so that you can be first in line, so that you know when it's coming out. It's going to have the eyelashes, the shadow, the things to help your shadow not crease and be vibrant. It's going to have the lip glosses in there, the lip sticks. It's going to have the cheek highlight, the contour, this, that, the vegan lashes. So it's going to have all of that. Last phone call, 323-488-3149. Everybody scared to call now? Well, I'm going to have to turn off the thing and just check the last few apples if that's the case. Because Here, I'm opening up the artwork for the vegan makeup pack. Here we go. Oh, call just came in. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Duchess.
Hi, Duchess. How are you? I need you to turn down whatever is going on in the background because it's an echo.
I did. I turned it down. I hope that worked.
All right.
So I just want to say I watched the video. I love everything you do. It's very enlightening. And I hope all the women, what they glean from that is that's a horrible relationship. It's going nowhere. And I could just see the signs, all of it, the first stages of abuse, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, verbal. He's showing the signs. And it was awful to watch, too. And I just hope everyone's seen it for what it was. And little does she know, he did her a favor by revealing himself so early.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
I know you're pressed for time. I don't want to keep you. I just wanted to say that because a lot of women need to know that, just pay attention to those early warning signs. It'll save you a lot of heartbreak, and it'll keep your skin glowing, too.
And you know what exactly? Exactly. So thank you so much for calling in. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So this video has been sponsored by my vegan makeup pack. Let me see if I can pull the graphic up so that you all can see. Let's see. Hey, give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull the graphic up for you all. All right. So here, let's get this larger. All right. So this video is sponsored by the Total Knockout Vegan Makeup Pack, which will be available this Christmas. You will be able to find all of the components that I use on my face that keeps my face looking this wonderful. Because I have to rely on concealer, eyebrows, I love a smoky eye. I love my lashes and I love my lip stains. I love that. So this video is sponsored by that. So make sure that you're on my mailing list so that you can get yourself one this Christmas. I only do my sales once a year. We are also going to have the vitamin E this Christmas. So make sure that you're geared up for that. So thank you all so much. I want to hear what your lesson is. What is your lesson? What is your lesson? What is your self-love lesson? Come on. Come on. Self-love lesson for this video. Come on. Come on, what's your self-love lesson for this video? Hey. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is realizing that you got to put yourself first. Just because somebody says something in a relationship doesn't mean that it's true. Just because somebody said something about their past relationship doesn't mean that it's true. Come on, I need you all to put down your self-love lesson that you learned from this video. Because some people be like, Tanya, ain't no self-love lesson. And I'm like, look, my targeted audience see the self-love lesson. So come on. Come on. I want to see. You are so silly. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I want to see. What is your self-love lesson? Don't date short men. Let's see. What you saying? What you saying? What you saying? Hey. Oh. Here we go. Yo. Here we go. Come on. Come on. What's the self-love lesson? Know your value and speak up. Don't ignore warning signs. Hey. Don't be colorblind. Look out for the red flags. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Here, let's switch it up. Caribbean style. Come on. Vet. Yes. Okay. Don't date. You're so silly. You can date short men. Just don't date the ones with the Napoleon complex. Leave as soon as abuse arises. Yes. Trust yourself. Yes. Signs. Never ignore signs. Yes. Don't date men with chia pet beards. You're so silly. All right, let's see. Stop trying to change these man children. Keep it moving. Pay attention to the actions and the words. All right, let's see what else. Be ready to walk away at the first sign of abuse. Yes. When they show you who you are, believe them. When they show you who they are, believe them. Yes. Self-love lesson. Careful not to trust a narcissist. All right. Someone show you who they are, believe them. Okay. I'm here. And this is why I love this. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Pure assholeness. Yes, I made a word. Listen to your intuition. Yeah. If you don't love yourself more than anybody else, especially a significant other, then you will make sure you hate yourself. Yes. Go, Tanya. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey. What's the self-love lesson? Know you're priceless. It's okay to change your mind. Uh-huh. Come on. Come on. Hey, this is my churn of butter. Yeah. Let's see what the self-love lesson. Wine, wine, wine. The abuse can be emotional or control. That's what, yeah. Don't date a chatty patty. All right. We have 1 more minute, so come on, get your self-love lessons up. Always have an exit strategy, and I think that is exactly why he wants to control the money and all of that. Come on. Come on. All right. One more again. We have 1 more minute. Come on. Get your self-love lessons in. Be selective. Somebody talk about go Tanya. Come on. Come on. Hey. Hey. Say no to girly men. Life is about choice. Know your worth. Yes. I like fat girls dancing. Hey, Dave, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you think that's fat, look at this, boy. You ain't seen fat yet. This right here is where the real fatness be. Yeah. Hey. Don't go on MAFS. Marriage can be a trap for women. Don't marry at first sight. All right. We're down to the minute. So we have to jump out of here because we're not going to be on here for more than 2 hours. So listen, I love you all very, very much. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. Thank you all so much for coming out to the show. I will see you all in the next video. Peace. You all are so dope. Make sure that you subscribe and know how to find me again. Tanya TKO. The link is in the description. And if you want your apple to be read off air, you can always send it